Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know, my name is Lakshmi. I'm an energy healing medium and a meditation teacher. And I've created this channel, Rise and Shine TV, specifically for every single one of you on the path of spiritual awakening and enlightenment, and on the path of better understanding and accepting oneself. And today I would like to talk to you about what does it feel to live a life as a manifestor, and more to that, as a manifestor woman. What are the difficulties and what are the blessings of such design? But before we start, please click a like button and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all our latest videos, classes and meditations. To begin with, let's clarify what's a manifestor. Manifestors are one of 4 types of personalities in Human Design system. For those who do not know, Human Design is quite a new system of self-discovery, which is based on the ancient Chinese I Ching, astrology, and a chakra system. It was channeled by its creator, Rao Ruhu, and is so accurate that it's mind-blowing. So without any further ado, let's dive in straight into the topic. As I mentioned in the beginning, there are 4 types of personalities in Human Design: manifestors, projectors, reflectors, and generators. The differences are based on the type of aura we have. So most of the people on the planet are generators with an open and enveloping aura, and they constitute around 66% of the population, and their strategy in life is to wait for an invitation and respond to it. Projectors have absorbing aura. Their archetype will be like Princess Diana, who actually was a projector. Always among people, always listening. Such a people's princess. Their strategy is to wait for invitation, wait till people will ask them to lead, and they constitute around 22% of the population. Reflectors are the smallest group, only 1% of population. They have sampling aura and they serve as a mirror to the rest of us, reflecting the moods and feelings and the energy of humanity. Their strategy is to wait for a moon cycle. And now we come to manifestors to try to understand what is all the fuss about this design of a human being. We manifestors is a rather small group, only 9% of population. Our aura is close and repelling, and the biggest thing which makes us stand out is that we are the only group which doesn't need to wait for anyone. Our strategy is to inform, and even this is done not for our benefit, but merely to be polite to others. Right away you can feel what a powerful energy stands behind this type, right? I'm a Manifestor 5-1, and among the most famous manifestors with such design were Rao Ruhu himself. That's why I find it so beneficial to watch his lectures. Also, manifestors with a profile 5-1 are Hitler and Putin. So now again, you can feel the archetype of a manifestor. What power do they hold, and what can happen if that power comes to an evil-minded people? Though I totally condemn the methods these individuals chose to get to their goal, being a manifestor, I can understand where they were coming from, and I can see the bigger vision they possessed. But what's interesting to mention here that Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is also a manifestor, but his profile is 4-6, much more community-oriented, and we can clearly see how different the energies of Putin and Zelensky are, though both of them are manifestors. So the archetype of a manifestor human being will be that of a king or a queen, and it's very different from projectors. We are not people princesses. We don't need to wait. Manifestors are all about action. We don't wait for invitations, we initiate. We are the ones who are moving all this human party all together. If not for manifestors, nothing would be done and everyone would just be waiting. So being a manifestor for me is really hard to understand why people don't act and only are talking about acting and are going in circles. By the time others cannot decide what, how, when, what's the good time, what's the good way to do things, manifestor has done it on his or her own ages ago. Like, I can't stand indecisive people. For God's sake, why to talk? Just do it. Manifestors are about quiet action. We just go and do it. We're not blabbing around and wasting energy on words, but it doesn't make me better or worse. It's what it is. Manifestors are just completely different people. That's why we are so often misunderstood. It's hard for manifestors to sell things, services, or products because it requires cunningness and manipulation and talking, and we just don't understand why people can't make up their mind and just buy it or not. For me, it's very simple. Here is my product. You either need it or like it and buy it, or you don't and you don't buy it. It's just that why we should talk about it. Because we are always on our own. Again, the archetype of a lone wolf, because we always know what to do and what we want to do, because we never wait for anyone and we never listen to anyone. Throughout our lives, we meet a lot of resistance and negativity towards us. Our auras are close and repellent to protect us from the outside influence. This is why it is very difficult or even quite impossible to manipulate a manifestor, because we don't need anyone, and God, how it triggers others. How dare we to be that independent and self-reliant? Because all people want to be important and needed, but here we are free from all the bondages of needing others. Because of our aura, we always know what we want and we make the best customers. We don't walk around bullshitting the seller and trying him to convince us to buy. We know what we want. Why to talk about it? Why to waste time and energy? I always buy courses or products, very easy, no talking. But if I see that a person lied, nothing on earth will make me buy from him or her again. And same, if I don't want this course or a product or a service, there is nothing you can do to convince me. And it's better you stop trying until my anger comes at play. But we will talk about anger a little bit later. Another plus of close repelling aura is that we always happen to be standing aside, thus observing everything that's going on. And once you are an observer, you see clearly through all the lies, games, and manipulations others are playing with each other. Throughout my life, I always happen to be in the middle of my friend's drama, but because I'm not affected by it, I just stand aside and watch. This is how I became a silent witness of so many human secrets. So now, let's talk about the negative side of a close repelling aura. As Raoul said himself, if there are 10 people in the room and one of them happen to be a manifestor, that one person will make all others feel uncomfortable. And this works like this every time. Because of our repelling aura, people without even knowing us start to immediately label us with all the negative things you can imagine. A lot of the times, if I'm somewhere out with an unknown group of people, every single time I hear about myself, oh, that bitch, oh, that witch, oh, that alien, oh, what's wrong with that girl? She's so unpleasant, she's so arrogant, oh my god, the way she looked, very weird girl, and etc., etc., the list goes on and on and on. And in reality, I just came there with an open heart. I just entered the room with the purest intentions. And others right away labeled me as a bitch or a witch. And like this, it's from the very childhood. This is the price manifestors need to pay for our freedom. And it hurts, to be constantly misunderstood and judged, not even for what you've done, but just for your mere existence. Yes, our very existence triggers everyone. Even one of my best friends recently told a story to another girl about how we met and how arrogant and bitchy I was. And it was 10 years ago. For all of these 10 years, the image in my mind was that we liked each other right away and we clicked and became best friends ever since. But apparently, for my friend, it was a completely different story. And I think this example shows it all. And that's why so many of us close our hearts. And believe me, manifestors have a huge heart. And that's why so many of us from the childhood go into our not self theme, which is anger. And it's very important for parents to understand that their child is a manifestor, that he or she needs freedom, that they need healthy boundaries, but very slight boundaries. Especially if the parents of a manifestor child are generators, they just condition their children to be the same, that initiative is punishable, and so on. But who but manifestors can initiate? No one else can. So let your manifestor child to be a rebel he or she is. As I found out recently, my mother is a manifestor as well, but she knew nothing about it. And though I always did what I wanted, sometimes she tried to stop me, but it was ending up with nothing but a fight. So eventually, she just let me do my thing. I can't even imagine how hard it was for her to grow up and live her life when in USSR everyone was conditioned to be as everyone else. There is nothing more sad than a broken, conditioned manifestor. They are like birds with clipped wings stuck in the cage. All this life force energy, all this rebellious spirit, all this freedom is gone. It doesn't matter will you be a world famous person or just on the level of your community. Never ever let others condition you. Never ever let their projections dim your spirit. We manifestors always have a bigger vision. We always know the path. Sometimes it is a very lonely path, but please don't betray your nature and have the strength to walk it alone. Let me introduce one more archetype of manifestor. You soar above the clouds like a hawk, like an eagle, knowing exactly where humanity needs to go. We are the ones who pave the path where there is none, and maybe in the most cases your efforts won't be appreciated, but it's for the highest good of humanity. People are just different. They don't understand. They don't possess your power, so let them be. The main thing that you have a vision, and as long as you carry the best interest of humanity at heart, go after your vision. Because for us, everything is possible. Because for us, all the barriers disappear. Veni Vidi Vici, I came, I saw, conquer was my motto since childhood. And when the first social media appeared, that's what was written on my page. And every manifestor can relate. How many of you have this motto as your favorite? Put down in comments. And let's think what other mottos can manifestor like. Among my favorites are, it's better to apologize than to ask permission. Rules don't apply to me. Rules are here to be broken. I want it, I get it. For manifestors, it's not just a pretty words, we live by them. So if you are a manifestor, write down in the comments your favorite quotes you live by. So let's come back to manifestor anger issues. Manifestors are the ones who can take huge responsibility on their shoulders. And now imagine a little girl with this weight of responsibility on her shoulders. It can be tough and difficult and frustrating, but we are equipped with enormous willpower and strength to be able to make the most difficult choices. Because remember, while everyone is talking and can't decide, manifestor will be the one to make a decision no one else can. The decisions which concern life and death, for example. If a member of the family is on a life support and doctors are saying he won't wake up, that will be a manifestor making a decision to let him finally pass away. On a global scale, you can think of all the situations in the movies to let one person die who might be your loved one, and to save the humanity, or to let thousands die and to save the one you love. All these choices manifestors are equipped to make. Even if we are not required or asked to make such choices, we feel it inside us. The pressure of responsibility is always inside us. So now, couple this huge pressure of responsibility inside that one day you might need to make the hardest decision ever with the fact that no one likes you and gossip behind your back, and you get a good cocktail for anger. And this anger lives inside of us, and we sometimes don't understand even why we are angry. From the very childhood, this anger was manifesting in me. I even bit my sister's back till blood, and my mother said she will put me in the cage for dogs. My anger was manifesting as fury, powerful destroying energy. Everyone was scared of me. I was scared of myself. The very look in my eyes made people tremble with fear. From one side, it's a great protective mechanism for a girl. It saved me so many times from abuse, and if some situation cannot be resolved and my anger starts to build up and come up, people do everything possible, in the shortest period of time to resolve it because they cannot stand this energy and they feel like they are being physically attacked. It's like a volcano. I have patience as a devil, but once it's gone, better to get out of my way. Once you see the smoke comes out. But if you were stupid enough to stay, there is no place on earth you can hide from the fury that will be unleashed on you. And before I wasn't in control of it, I couldn't understand why do I feel it, where it comes from. Plus the constant dislike from others, I started to think that probably I am evil. I'm this villain everyone tries to portray me. There was time I was even scared to go to church thinking that everyone will see that I'm evil. Thanks God, I'm not religious now, and I found this wonderful human design system to explain to me that my anger is okay and it's not evil, because the world could never know the true light that I am. So let's come back to Hitler and Putin. What if there was no one in their lives, on their path, to tell them that it's okay and to tell them how to deal with their fury? How different the entire world would look right now. I'm not here asking to approve their actions or decisions. I'm just showing you the way to understand. Because essentially that's all a manifestor needs, to be accepted and understood for who we are. That this constant fight with the world can be stopped, because anger is a false essence of ours. It's our defense mechanism. Our true essence is peace. Imagine all these powerful energies directed to peace. And only recently I was able to find peace within myself. First of all, because I accepted my anger. Because in a way I allowed myself to be angry. It is what it is. I'm a manifestor. Anger comes with it. And secondly, because I started to meditate for the past 10 years and I started to observe my emotional states and I reached the core of my being, which is peace and serenity. That's why I created my own meditation app, Rise and Shine Meditations, to show the world how truly transformative meditation can be. You can download it from the link in the description box below and start enjoying my channel guided meditations today already. But let's come back to manifestors. Once manifestor is at peace, we are able to hold the space to the whole humanity while it's still in chaos, trying to figure out what and how to do. Once manifestor is at peace, our vision combined with our determination is a powerful tool to set the intention, the direction to all humanity. When manifestor is ruled by anger, we have world wars. But once manifestor is ruled by peace, he or she has the power to unite the world and bring long-wanted harmony and peace to the earth. If you are in any kind of relationships with a manifestor, cherish them as the biggest jewel you ever found. Love them, and above all, accept them. Don't create boundaries for them. And if you have a woman manifestor as your partner, let her initiate. Trust her vision. Trust that she knows what she is doing and she knows what's the best for you. Let everyone be in their design. Take away your pride and let her guide you. The world knew a lot of destruction, and still we're witnessing a lot of destructions throughout our planet. But it's time for us manifestors to find peace, to inform the world of who we are and that we are here to create peace, not war. It's time to inform the world that they can trust us, trust our vision, to inform the world that we know what we are doing and that we are doing it anyway, with or without them. But gosh, it's so much fun to create peace together. So I, Olga Lakshmi, a manifestor, have a vision for all of you to stop separation, to stop division, to stop the fight and arguments. We are all in this together. Just accept everything as it is. Look for unity behind all the diversity. Look for oneness behind all the division. We are one. Humanity is a single organism, and it's time for its cells to stop fighting between each other. And if you are a manifestor as well, go to the mirror right now. Look yourself in the eyes. See how powerful you are. Fix your crown and go conquer the world with your love and light, because world needs your energy, needs your vision. We initiate and make this world go round. We hold the space, and we can finally bring peace to the world.